shadow pick up. Which one? That one? I just lost my
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tarot TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Weird things are happening on my tablet. I lost the chat again a moment ago.
Oh, dear,
Don't know
look.
why, but I got it back.
Well, welcome, everyone. We were having to do some last-minute adjustments on the stream, so we're sorry we're a little bit late.
Little bit late, little bit flustered, but not. But we're here. So welcome to the show. I was going to say something right off the get-go, and I cannot think of what, Mr. O. What could I have been wanting to say? Read my mind.
Something about the card of the day, or doing the collective reading, or...
Well, that's, of course, one of the first things I know. Happy International Cat Day.
Well, he's not actually visible.
He's not visible, but of course he's here, and he gets to stay because it's International Cat Day.
There he is.
There he is. Look up at the camera. Whoa. Don't grab the camera. Go for the mice. Happy International Cat Day, Sunny. Yeah.
Indeed. So, yes, happy day, Sunny.
All right. So, let's see what we've got here. Why you got those up? Are those your cards of the day, Mr. O?
Yes, they are. They're the cards that I will use today.
I guess you should go through them first before I do my oracle then.
Well, I have the Tarot of the Northern Shadows, and that's the Hermit. And then, fresh from its appearance on Goth Tarot, I have the Crow's Magic Tarot, a shamanistic kind of deck of sorts, but dark images. Their Strength. And then, of course, everyone's favorite Karma Music Tarot, and that's the Seven of Coins. Proceed.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll do my cards that I'm going to be using today before I do the oracle. Oh my, why is this one front and center? But anyway, with the Mermaid's Tarot is the Five of Pentacles there in that deck.
Whoops.
It's almost time to switch up from some of my summer decks here. Just a few more weeks. All right, and then my next one is the Fairy Mystic
Hi, Divine.
Fairy. Hi, Divine. Mystic Fairy Tarot with the Eight of Swords there. Looks like we might have a quieter day today for a Sunday. All right.
It must be sunspot activity.
Maybe it's that Lion's Gate that everybody's talking about. And I brought out the Healing Light Tarot by Christopher Butler. This is the Not So Healing Three of Swords in that deck. And finally, revisit also from last week. Gosh, I'm picking all bad cards. The Ten of Swords from the Reflective Tarot.
Happy Sunday indeed.
Hopefully this will not be an omen for our day. And then I am using again the Lenormand tiles today. And for our oracle, for the collective, I am using the Urban Crow Oracle by M.J. Cullinane.
All right.
Alrighty. So let's get this show on the road. I'll shuffle and let Mr. O pick an oracle card for us. Hey, Kate. Good to see you.
Oh, hi, Kate.
It's like a slow day, so it's a good thing you got in now. It's very early yet. You're number 4. I'm just about to do the oracle for the collective as we start the show. Yeah, we had a few technical difficulties today. We went to see Mr. O's mom yesterday, took up a whole pan full of brownies, came back with a whole lot less.
Oh, you have to share them.
They were so awesome. We probably should have had one on the show. What happened? That's all right. You don't have to do that.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Well, hi. We have some other
We've got
folks showing
oh
up.
my goodness. Who's just
Hi,
popped
Libra
in?
and
Libra C,
Vahavi. Bling Bling.
Javi.
You can all be added to the list, of course, and we're so glad you're all here. Thank you
Bling.
for coming.
Welcome, Bling.
Welcome, Bling. I think
All
you've been here
right.
before, maybe.
Let me shuffle. Now remember, this is just the cards for the collective. I like to feature oracle decks from time to time in case people are interested in purchasing one. This is MJ Culinane's, and so I'll read her very brief interpretation from the book, just to give you an idea.
Direction.
Direction, nice one.
All right.
Right.
Beautiful card.
Okay, this is for everybody. So each evening at around dusk, hundreds of crows fly over my apartment on their way to their evening roost in Bothell. They are not distracted by the sights and sounds of the city. The crows are focused on one direction. When you know where you are going, it is easier to stay on the path. Direction brings clarity and creates a roadmap to success. Always find, you know what? Use that internal compass and find just where you need to be.
And yes, Libra, we would like to say prayers or send prayers for Arizona. I hope they're feeling better.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I hope so too.
Thank you for asking for that.
And keep Mr. O's mom's in your thoughts. She is going to have some surgery. It may not be the exact problem we thought it was, which is slightly better, but it is still kind of difficult and she's having kind of a rough time. So keep her in mind.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You are welcome. So I'm going to go over the list now, and we have Angel Mary on the list, and then Aaliyah, Divine You, Kate, Libra Cusp, Vadhavi, and Bling.
All right.
All right. So go ahead with your question, Angel Mary. This is a difficult time right now. Sadly, in Michigan, our COVID cases are going up again. They went from 700 cases a day now to over 2,000 a day. So, or is it over 1,000 a day?
It's over 1,000 the way it averages
jumped
out.
up.
Yeah.
So, and it keeps jumping up by the multiple hundreds. So I don't know what's going on anymore. It's very disillusioning.
Yeah, and that's a concern of mine for my mom because her
Right.
surgery is in about 10 days, 9 or 10 days. And she's over on the other side of the state where more counties seem to be affected with the current surge. So I know they're doing everything they can with the hospital. But so that's going to make it a little bit rough for me too because I plan to be there that day for the surgery. So I don't know exactly what my access is, but I wouldn't be there for any. I would not be there for anything, of course.
Oh.
And Sunman is really having
Well,
issues.
it's his day. It's
So,
International Cat
Angel
Day.
Mary, are you still with us?
Oh, hi, Estelle.
Hi,
Put you on
Estelle.
the list. I saw you pop in briefly at my show this morning.
Our recorded show,
Hey,
so we
Angel.
weren't really live for readings. Hi, Angel.
All
The
right,
gang's
so-
almost all here.
Wow, the list is really filling out. Yeah, Delta variant is part of it, but it's not completely the problem. It's not the, I think
Thank you,
the,
Divine.
what is
Thank
it
you,
called?
everyone.
The Alpha is the original one. I think that's still the most prevalent in our state, but the
Yeah.
Delta's catching up.
Yeah.
So, there is that. I also heard the news yesterday that the Lambda variant is in 44 states in the United States, but it's a very minuscule amount of people affected. But the Lambda variant is the Peruvian variant, and that seems to be the one that is the most vaccine resistant of the variants. So they are watching that. Healthcare officials are watching the grow, but they're not as concerned because it doesn't seem to be spreading as rapidly as the Delta variant is. So January girl. Oh, that was Mr. O's mom is going into surgery, so on the 18th of August. So we're kind of concerned. She is 87. It is kind of a difficult problem, but at least it's not the most serious problem I thought it was. I'm still doing some research on it, so I don't have all the facts to give you, but I do think that I'm a little bit more, fingers crossed, hopeful about this, that she'll come out okay.
And Divine, I was late getting the messages out on the stream because we were having a little bit of a technical problem. So it actually went out like about 3 minutes after 2 o'clock, and we didn't really open up until around then too. So that might be why you didn't get the message.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so did Angel Mary show up? I think we should move on to the next
Angel
person.
Mary, last call for Angel Mary. And then it will be Aaliyah, Divine You. I'm just going to go over the list again real quick. Kate, Libra, Cusp, Vibhavi, Bling, Asal, Angel Rivera, and January Girl. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know, I just don't want to get into it because it's so political, but just everybody be careful out there, Everybody be careful. It is something to take seriously because a lot of people are still dying. And that's all I can say.
All right, there's Angel Mary.
Oh, very good, Angel Mary. Oh, no.
Why you haven't received it?
This is just really unfortunate, Angel Mary. Let's see what we can find. Do you want me to use the Healing Light one?
Sure. Now, are you saying that you did now receive that? Is that how I'm understanding?
No, did not receive any answer.
About my scholarship until now.
Oh, until now.
You didn't read it all.
Oh. Well.
So did you receive one now? Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure if I understand.
I think she means up to now, but let's see.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
That's fair. You're reading better than me, maybe. You're reading into it better.
I take it you still have no answer, right? Because I think she would tell us one way or another, because we've been saying that it looks like it's going to come through, but yeah.
Delayed. Well.
All right, let's see what we get. Here you go. And of course I'm using the Jamie Sawyer Lenormand tiles again. I am going to use decks. I'm going to go back to the decks next week, I think. But I love these little tiles. They're fun. All right.
Oh yeah, I believe so. I mean it's a less invasive procedure, but I'm pretty sure they will probably give her general anesthesia.
Oh, I'm sure she will need some type of anesthesia. It's hard. I think they're going to try to go with a less invasive procedure because of her age. It's basically, I wish I could remember. It's called a celiac artery stenosis. And there's other terms for it they use in the literature, so it's very confusing. I had to dig a little bit for it, but basically it's not as imminently life-threatening as I thought for somebody at her age. It can cause some serious issues and make her very uncomfortable, which she is. And so we're hoping for the best, because surgery doesn't solve, doesn't heal everybody, but it heals at least 75% of the patients that undergo it, and she's going to need something. So it's good that she'll go through the procedure. We're hoping for the best. Wow, this is a real mishmash here, I'll tell you what, Angel Mary. There's Temperance reversed here. There's the Five of Pentacles upright. And then there's the Devil reverse. Now, that's your best card, really, out of the three in this reading. And they must be having some issues right now. They just must have some, either, I don't know if they're having staffing issues. I don't know what the problem is. But there is some imbalances going on. Maybe there's just delays because of functional issues there. It might also be, you said was this about a scholarship? Yeah. So also, that Five of Pentacles is up right here. And I'm kind of getting the feeling that maybe money is a factor on their end. Have they had to limit the number of scholarships? Have they been, it just seems funny seeing this card here. What do you think?
Well, I know this has been a question we've had before about the Romanian scholarship thing. And I think that we had indicated it looked likely, but we felt there were delays or things. I'm also looking at it though and wondering if maybe the perspective has changed because it has changed over there. I'm not sure that I feel quite as positive. I still think that Banshee could be right, but it looks to me like the Five of Pentacles could be saying maybe they're not really able to do this. Maybe there is going to be a significant delay, or maybe it really isn't going to work out after all this time. The Devil reversed.
Well, but that's what I'm thinking.
Seems to be a release of things, but maybe it's a release because it's sort of a resetting back to another status quo. Like they're just saying, well, this year is over. You'll have to try again next year. So I'm not so sure that I feel it's either going to not really work out at this point, or it is going to take significantly longer. That maybe the whole process is moving to another semester. And maybe it's because of all the, pandemic situations.
Yeah, honestly, I can't say, but I really do feel the Devil reversed, Angel Mary, might be indicating here that you will be liberated soon from this burden. In other words, I think you will find out. I think it will be coming to you, the information. I just still think there's been a delay because of, like what he said or what I said. There's some issues at their end with either money, disbursement, and how many are going to get the scholarships. Maybe they have had to cut back, or maybe they're just having problems following up right now because they're having some staffing issues. There's something going on their end. I really feel
we're going to do the Lenormand, but I don't feel that what I said is totally definitive versus what Banshee said. I just sort of feel that there is something funny truly going on there that is causing this delay, and it may not be able to be figured out exactly at this time. Although that doesn't seem like a delay.
There you go. Well, maybe and maybe not.
So I pulled the Whip, and Banshee pulled the Anchor, and those are almost contradictory to each other in a way, because the Whip talks about swifter actions or the need to do something quickly, and of course this talks about staying in place, holding on. And so it could be that maybe one of these expresses your feeling to hold on, while the other one is sort of indicating that when the news does come, it will be sudden, even though it's taken this long to get there, one way or the other.
So the anchor means a number of things in the Lenormand, and one of them is exactly what Mr. O has stated here, that, when you put an anchor down, you're stuck. You're there. But the Whip is like some swift aggressive movement. But the anchor has other associations as well. The anchor can be about security. The anchor can be about stability of resources and stuff. So, why do I think that anchor here in this Whip might have something to do with that Five of Pentacles? There is something that, is holding them up, and it could be their financial security, their financial stability, them checking out what they can and cannot accomplish at this time. I just have a feeling there is definitely that anchor is saying there, it's being held up for some technical reason. Now it's possible too, like he said, the Whip is also about quick, swift actions, and that may play into the Devil card there, indicating that there is a release coming. You will know soon an answer to this, but I am just not sure how it's going to turn out. I don't like seeing, your readings lately have been very, very positive in so much as, are you going to get the scholarship? It seems to indicate that it's coming. That Five of Pentacles is the first card I'm seeing lately, Angel Mary, that's giving me just a little bit of pause. And it might also be reflecting your worries and concerns that, maybe you are feeling left out right now. The Five of Pentacles is also a card that talks about feeling like, you're from the outside looking in, and you're just waiting on all these things to happen, but you feel like you have no control over it. That's very much a Five of Pentacles feeling here, right, Mr. O?
I get that.
Yeah.
And I think my final way of looking at the whole thing together with the Lenormand on the tarot maybe suggests to me that maybe there's going to be some reason or some rationale towards having you wait a whole semester, possibly even a whole year, and that anchor holds you in place, but they have arrived at this idea suddenly or otherwise that they're going to just pull everybody forward and go through the process next year instead because of all the situations. Maybe they need more time to pull their act together due to, the restrictions and everything else that's been going on. Why did you do that?
I was just looking at numbers. 32 came out, the moon, and 3 and 2 is 5. So, I mean, in a sense, that would play up to what you're saying, like the end of the year, new semester.
Yeah.
So it's possible that, you may not get started right away. But I don't know. I'm just saying I do feel you are going to hear from them sometime soon. Is there any way that you can't somehow contact somebody there to find out what is going on? I mean, at this point, I'm beginning to think you might have to do something to free yourself, like that devil, is talking about liberation, is maybe you have to start doing some more inquiries and seeing what you can find out. But I'm not ruling it out. I'm just saying there's something going on here, and it is still a delay. And I wish I had better news for you. Wow,
Yeah,
check in
it's
with
really-
us Thursday, Angel Mary. I think this is going to be one of those kind of day-by-day things, If you haven't heard anything from them, but I am anxious for you to give us the answer that finally they've contacted you. And I wish you luck with that.
So that's the best we can do for you, Angel Mary. So thank you.
Hey, Aaliyah, you are up, and then we have Divine You, Kate, Libra Cusp, Bahavi, Bling, Asel, Angel Rivera, and January Girl. I hope it's worth the wait. I truly do. Well, Divine You can tell you all about waiting. Divine You was waiting forever for that job to come through, and then it finally did, and it worked out. So sometimes, things end up working out in the end, and I wish you the best.
All right, so is your father proud of you? Okay, let's use my deck, and we'll do this as a straight up yes or no.
Yeah, well, no.
Okay.
Let's do 3 cards. See if there's a message from your father as well. Hey, you are welcome, Angel Mary. Fingers crossed for you.
I can't stop thinking about the brownie.
I made chocolate walnut brownies for his mom, and thanks, January Girl, about that. I think everything else apparently looks good. Her numbers look good. She has a little AFib, but she is 87, so, that can happen. Atrial fibrillation. She does have an aneurysm in her aorta, but it is very small, and it is not the issue here. So they're just monitoring that. Less is more when you reach that age. The less they have to go in and fix stuff, it's really the better.
Another thing that possibly is corollary is that probably about 2 weeks ago or a little less, she had a fall. And, they took her in to the hospital for that. And then there was another situation too. And I think that's brought us to the diagnosis, the examinations of things that they were checking out to make sure there was nothing else wrong from the fall. She was in her backyard and she just seemed to fall over. It may happen with older people, but it's never good.
All right. No, and I speculated that and tried to look up the data. There is some information about sometimes blunt force trauma but usually they were talking about car accidents. But I don't know how she fell, what happened, and if she didn't possibly injure something internally. Because I don't know how long she's been complaining about, the stomach and abdominal pains. So it is an interesting theory. I'm not going to rule it out.
And yeah, Divine, it did seem to work a lot faster for your son.
6 of Swords, upright.
All right.
7 of Wands reversed and the Star reversed. Boy, do I have a message for you, Aaliyah. Actually, it's your father. So, the 6 of Swords upright says your father is letting you know that he feels the course you are on is taking you to a far better place, that you are doing everything to make your life better. He really sees that. I would say yes, that's an indication he is proud of you. That's that 6 of Swords. But I look at the 7 of Wands reversed and the Star reversed, and I think what your father would like to tell you is quit worrying about, your progress so much. He sees how you second guess yourself. We see it. So I can almost see it there with that Star reversed. There's often times where you fall into this, am I good enough? Did I study hard enough? It's okay to be a little bit, hard on yourself, but he's trying to say, lighten up just a little bit here. Don't always be feeling like you have to be at the top of your game. That 7 of Wands, You can't always do that. You have to lighten up once in a while and relax.
Yeah, I actually feel that in some ways the 7 of Wands reversed is the most important card here, because I think he's saying there's really not necessarily a need for you to prove yourself. It's not that you don't have to or you're not in that situation. It's kind of like maybe you've already done it, and maybe it's just represented metaphorically by a journey to a better place, that you didn't actually go anywhere or change things so dramatically to get away from something bad, that just the journey itself was about becoming that person you are that no longer needs that kind of roughage on yourself. And so the Star reverse could also be saying that maybe you're more down on yourself, or that you don't always feel as positive, but there's probably really no need when I put it together with the other cards.
Yeah, the 6 of Swords just says you are moving yourself into a better place. Your dad just called you out.
Well, let's see what the Lenormand says.
I think he did.
It could be.
And it does sound like me talking here, because I know we've had this conversation about don't worry about your exams, you're going to do fine. But remember, those messages were coming from the cards I've seen, and those 2 cards, that 7 of Wands reversed and the Star together, just sounds like your dad is calling you out here.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. That's fine, Libra, of course.
Yep, absolutely, Libra. Okay, and your father, now...
Okay, so the clouds.
Yes, the dark clouds are facing...
And the crossroads.
The crossroads, which means your father might be a little bit concerned for you to make sure that you are... I guess what he wants to say is are you comfortable with the path you're going in? Are you confused? Is there just... He wants you to clear up any confusion about the path you're on because of that 6 of Swords. I feel like he feels that, maybe you've been worried about things and you've had doubts and you've had some depression about, the direction or what it's taking you to get to where you want to be. But that 6 of Swords is saying, stay the course, move this way, because it's going to take you to someplace better.
I think I agree with that. I think that this is not necessarily the continuation of that from Father, but it could be in a way. To me, it's maybe more literal, and it is just saying that, overall, there is the sense that there has been confusion over the paths you could possibly move on. So the message really is follow your heart to some degree, but don't be afraid to realize that you've already done maybe the hardest work, and it really, it's really better to look up.
That's what we have for you, Aaliyah. I hope you enjoyed that message from Dad. All right. So, Divine you are up. And Libra, I wrote down your question. Divine you are up. And then Kate, Libra, Vahavi, Bling, Asel, Angel Rivera, and January Girl. Well, Mr. O's mom loves brownies, and she has to have them a specific way. Chocolate, walnut, no frosting. So I made them for her, just a little powdered sugar sprinkled on top, and they were good. I haven't baked in a long time because, I really do need to watch my sugar a little bit too. I am not diabetic, but it has been higher on some of my recent blood works. Welcome, Aaliyah.
Gonna get that brownie.
Okay, Divine you. Brownie?
I'm gonna go get it.
No, you're not. We will wait till indulge till after the show. You feel antsy, eh? Okay, well, let's take a look at that. Let's see.
All right.
This one.
It's possible that some of the seasonal energies are starting to shift. Once we pass the 1st of August, that's kind of like about the halfway point towards the equinox. So it means we will notice the darkening days more, that kind of thing. But I think that also represents a little bit of a shift in the seasonal energies. And so therefore, we're starting to say it's time to wind down certain things. It's time to plan other things. But that may cause a pause in the air or a sense of, anxiety or anticipation.
Yes, Sonny, what can I do for you? Don't mess with the cards. Don't mess with the cards.
Yes, it is supposedly the Lionsgate portal. We were having a conversation about that earlier, Vahabi, so we might, chat about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't know. Anyway, 6 of Swords is reversed. The moon is upright. And the Hermit's reversed. Wow, so yeah, you are feeling antsy, I feel. And maybe it's because there seems to be this kind of period of stagnation right now. Like suddenly it just seems like there's maybe, I don't know if you're feeling this, Divine you, exactly like this, but I would say that maybe you feel there's some kind of void that needs to be filled, something's missing, you need to move forward, but something is holding you back, maybe some unfinished business of some sort.
I get that. There's a sense of something being held back, but it might be very much an inner attitude about what you feel you may not wish to give up at this time, that maybe you're thinking about yourself more, and maybe you're challenged by that because maybe there's a slight amount of guilt there. I don't think there's a big amount of guilt. I know you too well, perhaps, but maybe you are questioning if there's something more to that, and that's what the moon is like maybe there's a sense of introspection here about yourself, your desires, and whether or not those hold you back or whether you could figure out ways to capitalize from them. So maybe you're just looking at yourself and thinking, do I need to change? or do I need to really go further in that direction even?
Well, I guess I should have said this from the get-go, because I was looking at that moon card and I was thinking that, yes, your intuition is telling you there's something like you need to finish up or you need to do, or it's also, your intuition is on target with being antsy, that there is just something in the back of your mind or whatever that needs to come forward. I feel like there's unfinished business and you're kind of stuck right now. There's kind of a standstill going on right now. It's not like death. When
No.
death is reversed, it's kind of like real stagnation.
Can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
You know?
But I feel like this is some kind of void and you're feeling it. And I think with the Hermit reversed, maybe what it's saying here is you need to seek the answers in the more mundane world. It's not something, it's not something in the spiritual realm, but it is something in your everyday world, right?
Yeah, it seems to be maybe some of those issues, you want better for them, but maybe you want them to want better for themselves too, that those who are not achieving as much maybe need to be the ones trying harder perhaps.
So let's see if the Lenormand can't give us some idea where this is coming from. Give us another little clue here. Or is it your turn? Go first.
Oh,
Silly man. Oh. Yeah. Look at that, Divine You.
so I pulled the house, the home, and she pulled the key.
So I think it's something connected with your home environment. It could be kids. It could be your house
That
in
life.
general. It could be like your family life, I think, or your home and surroundings. Interesting. There's something there, maybe.
Yeah, it may be that there is something there that really you're not cognizing in a certain way. You're taking for granted. You need to maybe just go deeper, like the moon is saying, and give it some deference.
I suppose the house, the home, can also be indicative of safety, security, because that's our safe place. Our house and our home is our safe place. But right now, the key is basically saying this is the focus. This is where your attention needs to be right now on these kind of matters.
Well, when you say that last bit, though, about not wanting to go out, I almost feel, too, like maybe this is saying that is the key, is that maybe you should focus on yourself in your own life, as the other cards are indicating, because you need to get to the bottom of that. And it's not necessarily going to happen out in the greater world. Mm-hmm. You need to really have the time to process it, whether it is a meditation or whether it is just kind of connecting dots, figuring out some things.
But with that Hermit reversed there, I do think that's reflective of it being related to mundane matters. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's nothing spiritual. There's no weird spiritual stuff going on, but I think it's something in your everyday life, and it seems to be connected to home or property.
Well, that could be
security.
interesting too then.
Oh, well, there you go. So maybe this is the time to start thinking about that and moving on it. But it looks like before you do, there is just some unfinished business here that has to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So that's what we have for you, Divine You. I hope that helps. Good luck with that.
I think you read these as good as we do, if not better.
I love it. It's great when, people who are coming regularly can start seeing their own messages in these cards. I mean, this is what it's all about, too. We're here to help guide you, and, you are going to know what most resonates to you. Yeah, absolutely. So good luck with that. And Kate, you are up. And then we have Libra Cusp, Vahabi, Bling, Acel, Angel Rivera, and January Girl.
So I'm going to remind everybody that we are on later this week, 7 to 9 p.m. on Thursday night I don't know for sure if we're doing happy hour or not.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky time these next couple weeks. We might have to take a hiatus, but I hate to do that. This is our anniversary month, but it just depends on what Mr. O is going through with his mom. So it was very nice to be up there this weekend, though.
Yeah, we
It
haven't
really
seen her in
was.
so long,
Yeah.
and we really have a good time with her. She's funny. She's a crusty old broad, as they say. I love her to death.
Okay.
And don't forget to watch my outlook on the emotional exchanges, but also don't forget to watch, and it was just on this morning, Banshee's Material Matters. The thingies doing thingies. So get the financial and emotional readings for the week by watching those shows. Thank
So,
you.
Mr. O, is it your deck?
Yes, it is.
We have a
let's go with the-
question, and it's okay. So, let's see about the EMS dispatch job that Kate applied for.
Ah,
See if we can get
okay.
any information on that.
Sounds like a good idea, eh? We
So
have some-
I'm just weeks away now from my contest for the new car.
2.
2 weeks.
Less.
A little
2 weeks
less.
from yesterday.
2 weeks from yesterday. I'm in the finals in a contest for a new car. Fingers crossed.
Light candles, make due sacrifice, or whatever you do.
So back to the Lionsgate. Let's just discuss that a minute. You know, I've been seeing a lot of debate on social media and Twitter. There's a lot of people who poo-poo the whole concept. You know, and there's a lot of people who are into the concept. My own personal feeling is, hey, I don't necessarily poo-poo these things. I think if people are talking about a situation where you can manifest something or there's positive energy coming through, I'm all in, you know. I will try to make the most of it, whether it's real or not, because, you know, our thoughts, you know, we manifest things through these thoughts. And so I frankly don't want to deny its existence.
We need to get a Hot Wheels of that car and put it on an altar. Oh.
I already know I'm winning this car.
Well,
I know I am.
want to help you, so there I go.
It was really funny because one of my Lenormand readings showed me something that said I would get a shiny object soon.
She's
And I'm like, that's the car.
my mom is a Scorpio like me, so thanks for asking. Yeah. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Angel, too. Hi, Seven Ocean. Of course you can.
We'll get you on the list. It's you're going to be down a little ways.
All right.
Okay, Kate,
Kate.
let's see what's going on.
So we have, the Emperor. Upright. Very Odin-like look there. And then we have the Empress. How interesting, but she's reversed, so it sort of seems like, oh, I know what I want to say already.
Okay.
Interesting. And then we have the Queen of Cups, and she is also reversed like the Empress. So this sort of seems like a push-pull kind of thing going on. Emperor, Empress, and they're opposed. So maybe this is saying that somebody really likes you. Maybe somebody is not liking you. Or indifferent, perhaps, or more feels... I'm getting a sense that more feels maybe you wouldn't be happy there, or you're... Not that you're overqualified, but that there's something about you that hits them the wrong way from an emotional point of view. I don't know why I'm feeling that. Maybe it's backed up by this Queen of Cups reverse too. So maybe some feels like maybe, and I've been told this for a job, so don't be offended, but too soft for a certain kind of job. Like maybe they feel like you're not tough enough to handle the rigors of a job. But I don't know. What do you think?
That's an interesting perspective. I'm looking at this like, I kind of had the feeling when I saw the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Emperor, I was kind of feeling like you are, that you might get some upsetting news about this position, and basically you're really upset because you feel you have what it takes. You know, the Emperor shows somebody in complete control. You feel you are totally capable and well qualified, and that you've shown your strengths, you know, but there are people there who maybe, I liked what you said about the Empress. I feel like maybe, I don't know if they feel like you're too soft, but they're feeling like you may not be able to withstand the work. You know, maybe it is about softness in the sense of maybe, you know, they don't feel like you would withstand the pressure. I don't know.
It was something that happened to me once before. I won't give it all away, but basically I was going to work in a minimum or medium prison situation. They felt that I was a soft person and the inmates might take advantage of me. I don't know. They never said that, but that was the feeling I got from that.
What did you do?
I was listening to Banshee and myself, and I decided to pull the bottom card. And the bottom card is the Six of Discs, upright, the Six of Pentacles. So it may be saying that there is a victory in this somehow, even though,
The Six of Pentacles?
Isn't that what it is? It's more about generosity.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's really about give and take. Right?
Okay.
So, but what does that mean here?
Well, when you think the fact that some of this did seem to be the give and take end of it, some confidence versus not so sure, maybe it's saying you'll have another chance to kind of set that forward again, to clarify why you're the best person for the job.
Well, I feel like maybe this card, since he pulled it, is talking about the interview itself. Like, you gave them everything you felt you needed, and they've taken it, and that's really the resolution that's coming out of it. But I want to toss the Lenormand, and actually, I wish you hadn't done that other card. That's okay that you did, but I wanted to do a yes/no on it.
Okay, we can still do that.
Well, we got to hurry because we've got to get everybody in today. So interesting. Let's see what you get.
And the bouquet.
Well,
Interesting.
I feel as though
the bouquet and the book.
I feel as though you may find out something from this that brings you some joy.
Maybe you're going to get the answer you want, and that's what brings you the joy. I mean, maybe it is going to happen.
Well, maybe. I want to do a yes/no.
Okay.
Let's leave those Lenormand out there. Let's take those back. Let me think about this more, Kate, because I'm not saying that's in conflict. It may make me rethink the Queen of Cups a little bit and how I interpreted that.
Well,
Because
it's possible that just shows your pessimism.
If it is going to be good
in
news,
a
what
way.
it means is that maybe right now you're worried because you haven't heard anything and you're expecting the worst. But it looks like something positive may come out of this. It might be an opportunity for some training. Maybe something else is going to come along. It's possible that maybe out of this something else may come along. Let's see.
Is that the bouquet, the gift?
Yeah. It's also an award, appreciation, joy, beauty. There's many associations with that particular. Shuffle and cut them, and let's do a yes/no.
Right.
I'm basically asking if you're going to get a positive, if you're going to get an offer on this job. And let's see where things are leaning. Because that bouquet is giving me some hope here.
Yeah.
I would not rule this out, Kate. Let's see. Okay. All right. It's not a definite no, but it is leaning towards no. So it is kind of reinforcing what I thought. I have a feeling something else is going to come out of this for you, but let's get to it. We have the Queen of Swords upright. We have the Hermit upright. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles upright. So it's leaning towards no. I feel they are going to make a decision. And the decision's very possibly going to be no. But it's really interesting that we have the Hermit card here and the Book card. So I don't know whether it's suggesting that maybe you're going to be taking up some more study, or that maybe something else is out there for you that you will be finding out about soon, and it will be maybe something that you have a better chance at with that bouquet.
It does feel like it's not working towards your favor, or it's not as likely to. And that Hermit, of course, that feels like that to me too, or that somehow through the process, another knowledge comes to you, or another idea that gives you, some other way of moving ahead.
Yeah, you know what? There's definitely knowledge gained from this whole exercise of
The
you
book.
applying for this job and going through the process. So there's something to learn from this experience, because you have the Hermit there, which is about higher wisdom, and you have the Book. So if nothing else, if you do not get this position, there's going to be some epiphany or some takeaway from all of this. And that's the best we can tell you right now, Kate. Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Thanks for coming.
Libra Cusp wanted to know what the butterfly's message was.
Okay.
Libra, you've been visited by a lot of wildlife lately. I saw a butterfly yesterday at Mr. O's mom's house.
Yes,
Outside
I
the
was
window.
flying outside the window,
Yeah.
sort of just above her head. And my mom said, "What does it mean?" Or "Is that good? Is that good?" I think
It
that's
is
what she said. Is
good.
that good? We said, "Yes, Mom, it's good."
I told her butterflies are free, but they're also about transformation, change, and growth. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that this is maybe just going to set yourself on a course that will be maybe more fruitful. But hey, if you get the job, more power to you, and do let us know. Because it wasn't
Good luck.
it wasn't a definite no.
That's the thing, yeah.
But I have to say there are forces that seem to be working against it.
We couldn't possibly know everything, could we?
We do our best, and
We do our
sometimes
best.
there are clearer, clearer scenarios that the cards outline, and sometimes there just aren't. And if I can't intuit, a definite situation from it, I'm not going to, because that's not fair either.
True. But on the other hand, people always ask again.
Oh, what is with the Six of Swords? Every deck it's coming up, upright or reversed.
That's true.
So now we have the Four of Cups, Libra Cusp, upright. We have the Ace of Cups reversed. And then we have the Six of Swords reversed. Well, it's really interesting to me because that Four of Cups and the Six of Swords kind of tie in together here. There's no movement right now. There's contemplation. There's a lot of thought. The butterflies maybe are the butterfly was trying to get your attention to figure out what it is you need to do. I feel, and maybe it has to do with either tying up some loose ends or how to move forward and into a better scenario so far as I think your interpersonal relationships go. Love, romance, or things of the heart, things that affect the heart.
Yeah, I feel it might be about relationships, romances, or possible romances. It may be that you have felt that you're not done with a situation, but you may find that you haven't really noticed all the possibilities out there, and you still need to think about that. And I think that's what the butterfly is saying, is that although you may feel you need to hold on or stand back a little bit, it really wants you to use this time to examine your heart, what's going on in your heart, what your potentials are, and think about them.
Hey, Vaihabi, you are next. We'll get to you next, so hang in there. You are next on the list, and I will go over the list again for everybody. Yeah, so Libra, we've been dealing a lot, I think, with your work and maybe some other personal issues, but to me, this one seems to be pointing to more your personal relationships. I mean, it could still be about family, and your children, but I feel like there's a real pause here and possibly going back to tie up some loose ends. And it has something to do with affairs of the heart. I really feel that. You've got 2 cup cards there. So it's either romance or interpersonal relationships with friends or family.
Hello, boy.
Oh, go on.
Hi, Lena.
Hey, Lena, I'll get you on the list. Look at this.
So we have the letter and we have the birds.
It's interesting. It's
I
all
guess your
about
ears are going to be
communication.
burning too, because I guess whatever this might represent in terms of the butterflies want you to know this, you're going to probably get other signs or other actual notice of what we've said, that maybe there's situations you haven't quite finished dealing with, or other things you need to consider as far as friendships, interpersonal relationships.
I'm going to look at the Lenormand in 2 ways here. The first is that when I look at the birds and that letter together, and you were asking us what message did the butterfly have for you, I think that basically that's reaffirming that whatever's behind that there, those 3 tarot cards, that's the message. This is the message the butterflies want you to know. Number 2, I could also say that you might be getting some more signs or synchronicities regarding what you need to do here with this, with this situation that you need to revisit. I also feel too that maybe somebody from your past that's involved in this, or somebody who is involved in this, that you need to tie up these loose ends with, may contact you. So that's what I have for you, Libra. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mostly feel that that's a little bit of association I guess I could get behind. So good luck.
Yep.
Watch for the signs or actual, communications, etc.
Hey, we're doing okay, Lena. We're hanging in there.
Thank you, Lena.
We are going to go over the list right now. Vaihabi, you can go ahead and post your question. And then we have Bling, Acel, Angel Rivera, January Girl, 7 Ocean Sky, and Lena.
All right. Oh, for a minute I thought that was your question, but then it was just the question about when your turn will be.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Is
done.
it your cards next? Or?
Yes, it will be
Yes,
mine.
yes,
And I'm going to pick the Karma Music. So we're at the top of our next hour, so we have 1 hour to go. So let's see how we do. And I see the question. Ooh.
Ah, okay. Let's take a look at that. 3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
The big ones.
The big ones. The Karma Music Tarot. in about a week and a half, we'll be ready to do, whoops, not that, but that. Our next monthly modality message, which is our unique astrological reading that kind of gives you an idea of how to produce results, find trends, who will help you, that kind of stuff in terms of your own particular modality energies. All right.
Here you go. Okay, we'll take a look at that other part of the question. Some of that may come up in this, but we'll do something else by hobby if it's not covered here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, they're all upright cards, but they're not always good upright. But let's take a look here. We have the Devil upright.
Okay, so we have the Devil.
We have the Wheel of Fortune upright. And then we have the Ten of Wands upright. Well, let's just say the Devil isn't always a bad card, but the Devil can be about obsession. So, or, just being, or passion, a lot of passion.
Well, it can also be about
sexuality.
It can be about maybe focus more towards your material self rather than a spiritual self. It's not necessarily bad, but it could be saying that's what drives you, that you're the kind of person that wants to make more money than you want to make more love, or that kind of thing.
Well, but since this is about relationships, I'm going to say that it may be that this person might react, very passionately, or on the other hand, I'm a little concerned here that they may feel that, they may be concerned about you having those feelings. It's really a strange thing here because of the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune looks like it's on the positive upside. So I'm going to tell you that I feel that this person could react very affirmatively and very passionately towards you. Because I think the wheel is saying that luck or synchronicity is here. But the Ten of Wands says this could be, are you ready for it? Because the Ten of Wands almost, I don't know how I want to say this. It might be almost too hot to handle. Because there's a lot of burdens associated with the Ten of Wands.
Well, because of that, I sort of see an association between the Devil and the Ten of Wands. They both are sort of holding on to things or sheltering things. In the case of the Devil, it could be something that we could freely say, well, I don't want to have that, so I can loosen that chain or that binding. But in the case of the Ten of Wands, it may be more of an obligation. And so the thing could be is that maybe you're feeling, or that they're feeling, maybe they want to get closer to you, but they're wondering if maybe that pull in might limit their ability to really decide for sure how they feel. Like maybe they're looking at themselves and wondering if they want to be, with somebody right now. I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit all over the place with that.
Yeah, I know what he's saying here, though. I kind of sense that. The Ten of Wands could be, and in a way, the Devil, too. I'm wondering here if, Vahabi, this person is feeling trapped by their circumstances right now. I don't know, if they're overburdened with work or other personal matters in their life, but maybe there might be some reasons they would be struggling to pursue this relationship at this time. That's a real possibility here too with those cards the way they came up. I'll tell you what, we are going to do a yes-no to see if there's a possibility of a relationship developing with you guys this year, but let's do the Lenormand first.
Well, I also wanted to say something a little bit more about the Wheel of Fortune, and I think what that comes down to is that they don't necessarily ultimately feel wrong about this. They sort of feel like they're kind of moving along with it, but they're expecting mostly good things, and so that depends a little bit on how things go. You can't be assured that everything will go fine, but that's what they're looking for. They want everything to move smoothly around. They want it to be predictable in some ways.
So let me see. I got one.
Well, this is interesting because we have the anchor and we have the tower. The anchor suggests a feeling of sort of being rooted, being held in place, and so it sort of likens itself to the obligations maybe of the Ten of Wands, the feeling of being held there, or being purposely, wanting to stay there because of the Devil. Sort of, it's more avocational, like a person who chooses that. But the Tower also seems to suggest that maybe there is something happening in terms of creating foundation or creating some more physical reality between you two. I'm not going to say marriage, but I mean, it's saying like maybe there's something being built.
I'm not sure. That's why I want to do the yes/no.
Okay.
Because I kind of feel here that the Tower is indicating the Tower can be isolation.
That's true.
The Tower can. So in other words, that kind of puts me back to the Devil and the burdens. That they're feeling like they're stuck in place right now. So they're kind of stuck in the situation they're in, which means that, and there's isolation in the anchor, meaning to me that there's no coming together. You know what I mean, Vahabi? I don't see it there. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the next year. It seems like that's the circumstance right now, like things are kind of staying that way because they feel like they are trapped or overburdened or oppressed by something right now.
Maybe they don't really have the ability to have movement towards a relationship at this time.
Are they, I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm not sure. Are they just getting out of a relationship, like maybe divorcing or, break up with somebody, so maybe they're just not ready yet?
Right, and maybe they haven't sorted through possible related issues. Are there children involved? Or is there a disbursement of property or sorting out of financial matters? So maybe those could represent, and the Devil is often represented by Capricorn, which is very much a business-oriented kind of no-nonsense, let's be practical about things. So even though we suggested that the Devil represents these forces of feeling obsessed with something, an obsessive nature, it's also too about dealing with practical things and sorting things out on a practical level. So we're going to do a yes/no to actually answer that part of the question.
See if by the end of 2021 a relationship will develop.
I'm going to take my cough drop in a minute.
Yeah, my eye is burning me. I don't know why. Must be the cat hair. I will blame the cat hair.
Could you move that?
I can.
My hands are long enough
All right then.
to reach out. Cough drop, I need you. My throat's a little bit sticky.
Wow, you just pulled that out on the 13th card, and it got it on the first card in one pile, which is really interesting. So you got two aces, which is leaning towards, there is a potential. There is a potential here, but there is some caution. We got the 10 of Swords upright. So I want to look here. Ah, I see. Well, you know what? That's really interesting that you said that, Vahabi, because of the 10 of Swords card. Maybe they're afraid of being betrayed or stabbed in the back in some way. They're just afraid of opening their heart for the fear of being hurt. because that's the Ten of Swords.
I love what Banshee just said because it totally speaks with this particular deck's rendition that we see here. Now, I don't know if you would know this, but the figure in the foreground, the man with red hair, looks to be patterned off of a silent film star known as Harold Lloyd. And then there's this woman who looks devious, sort of. She's got the mask on and she's got her back to him. And the suggestion to me is unlucky in love or feeling like something is bringing despair rather than something good. It's not as severe as being stabbed in the back, but maybe it's that uneasiness, that feeling that something you can't quite predict or handle would be involved in that. The actor often played roles like that where he was an unlucky person. This is talking about an unluckiness, and I would apply it to your question to feeling like maybe things are going to happen, but there's that backdrop there that somebody needs reassurance, and it's especially based on what you've told us too, which we
I know,
appreciate.
it's amazing because I didn't even read that, but as soon as I read it and I have this Ten of Swords, I realized, well, that fits like a glove. And the thing is that, here's what I think, Vahabi, if you can truly gain their trust, I think trust is a really important issue here in trying to get a relationship off the ground with this person. So if you are able to establish real trustworthiness with them, there is a hope that this could happen by the year's end. And I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's the answer. So good luck with that. Hey, and keep us posted. We love to hear feedback, to know how things have gone. Hey, Bling, are you still with us? Bling, you are up. And after Bling is Acel, Angel Rivera, January Girl, Seven Ocean Sky, and Lena. And we started just slightly late today because of a few technical issues. So if we go into a little overtime, it's not a big deal.
I will allow it.
You will allow it?
Yes, I will.
You can wait for your brownie?
I'll try. You're welcome, the hobby.
You're welcome, Vahabi.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know I got you on the list, Lena. You're at the bottom, but we'll see what happens. Some people do leave, so...
Yes, we look like the chat room has shuffled a little bit, but let's see. We're calling again for Bling Bling.
Oops. I don't know what's going on with this hand. I have to look into that. With my doctors.
And asking one last time for Bling Bling.
I know we have a delay sometimes, so we're just double checking.
We waited a moment or two for you, so if you do show up and we've already started another one, we may have to put you at the bottom of the list, but the list is not super long at this point.
It's true, we're getting down there. Okay.
So I guess we're going to move on.
Okay, hey Acel, are you still here? If you are here, it is your turn.
And maybe Bling came back. I just noticed our monitor number went back up to 5 over here.
Okay,
so let's see.
Well, we'll just see. But
Either
Acel,
of you
you
will
are
get a reading
up.
if you...
Bling is here, please chime in. And then Angel Rivera, January Girl, Seven Ocean Sky, and Lena.
All right,
There we
Acel.
go. Oh, okay. Let's take a look at that.
Okay, your deck.
I'm going to use the mermaid.
And thanks for the question, Acel. Good to see you again. Cancer and Scorpio tend to be compatible, but sometimes
That's a lot of water.
their emotionality is very overwhelming to each other. But there have been, obvious, reasons why it works.
Well, let's see. Will he divorce? Let's see. Well, let's do a 3-card and see what we get on this one. Because first is what feelings does Alibek have for Daenerys? You can tell pretty much by that if divorce looks like it's in the offing, maybe.
Yeah, agree. I think you're soon.
No, you are. Let's see. We got a cell. 1, 2. Okay, you're the third one down, and then Lena's after that. So we have a cell, Angel Rivera, January Girl, Seven Ocean Sky, and Lena.
You're next to last.
Well, it's not a very long list, as Mr. O has said now. We're getting down there. All right. Wow, I'm not sure. Well, let's take a look here. We got the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is reversed.
Oh, some other folks have just stepped back in the room.
We've got the Moon. The Moon is reversed. Got Justice reversed.
This marriage is a mess. I don't know if it will continue. There's a lot of messy stuff here, I'll have to be honest. I sort of feel like there's a lot of back and forth between each of the others, maybe doing things to hurt each other, mostly, mental abuse or emotional abuse. But I see the Ten of Swords is sort of like a real back and forth on that in the context of the question. Each side wants to gain purchase from inflicting harm possibly, or asking for punitive associations because of bad deeds. The Moon reversed is to me like a Cancer nightmare, Cancer reverse nightmare, the sense of...
That's right, it's Cancer.
Emotionality is really skewed. There's a suspicious nature going on. Maybe one or the other feels one or the other is having secrets or secret affairs even. And then the Justice reversed is certainly would seem to indicate that maybe somebody is thinking about separating a legal union or going into some sort of legal situation.
Hey, Violet Ann, good to see you.
Hi, Violet.
Yeah, you know what? A cell. It's very interesting to me because I have to agree with Mr. O with Justice reversed there. And what's the other one? The first one? Oh, the Ten of Swords reversed. All right, but let me look at it.
And then the Moon reversed.
I think that they're really realizing that there's a lot of inequities in this relationship. The Moon reversed is kind of like a revelation. And maybe the Cancer is starting, because the Moon is a sign for Cancer, and you did say there was a Cancer involved here. Alibek, I believe, is recognizing that things just aren't working out. There's no balance in this relationship. And even though sometimes it feels like the worst is behind them, just as they put the worst behind them, things just don't seem to right themselves. They just feel out of balance with each other.
Yeah, I feel it's probably a really good bet that at some point they will move towards a legal separation, divorce, etc. Because some sort of legalism is definitely looks like it's in the offing when I put it all together.
It's highly possible.
Highly possible.
But let's see what the Lenormand has to say. Watch, we'll get hearts and roses and... Oh no, did we? Oh. Well, let's see here. Another moon.
So she pulled another moon, but first I pulled the snake.
Is the Cancer being deceptive here? Or does the Cancer feel they are being deceived? Because again, we have the moon. But I will say this, the moon in the Lenormand is a little bit different. It's more about romance or career and things like that rather than your intuitive side per se. So what I would say here, Estelle, is that somebody feels that the other may be either unfaithful or sneaky or deceptive in some way.
And I thought that just because of the moon reversed, as I applied it, that there was that suggestion that there was suspicion at least. This sort of tells me that maybe there's more than suspicion, that it actually does exist, because the Lenormand really may talk about it more as a physical thing, whereas the tarot may talk about it more as an abstract spiritual or mental construct. So I sort of feel it is likely, that it is part of the problem there, that there's either unfaithfulness or strong suspicion of that, strong secrets of other natures. It may be true that somebody knows that somebody really is planning on doing something unknown that would dissolve the marriage or dissolve the situation, because I can kind of extrapolate the snake into justice reversed. So
that's what we have for you, Estelle. I hope that, wow, that was pretty clear, actually.
Yeah, so it really does seem like...
we have to go any further than that.
It really does seem like it probably will happen, so I'm sorry about that.
All right, so we are on Angel Rivera. You are up, and then January Girls, Seven Ocean Sky, Lena, Violet Ann, and Bling if they have returned.
You're welcome. Very welcome.
You're welcome, Estelle. We'll give Angel a few moments. This is International Cat Day, so Sunny gets to lay. We gave him plenty of table space today to be part of the show. The week ahead. Yes, school starting again. Oh boy. Your deck, Mr. O?
Mm-hmm.
You're not into play, you're into sleep. Silly cat. Yes, there's one kitty. They've been really all over us today because we left them all day to go visit his mom up north, Mr. O's mom, and so when we came back, boy, they were like, where have you been?
They're so funny.
We haven't been out of the house for that length of time very often,
No.
Since COVID.
So yeah, for 18 months or whatever, they've gotten really used to us nearly always being here, or one of us for sure always being here. It's hard to imagine that in a way,
I know.
That really somebody's almost always here.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to be on the go so much before COVID, really.
I don't mind that a whole
I
lot.
know. In a way, I don't either.
Of course, once we get your new car, it's vroom! I want to hit the road.
Yes.
Okay, Angel. So we have a Six of Coins reversed. I'm using the Crow Magic Tarot. And then we have the Eight of Cups reversed.
Okay.
And then the Six of Cups upright.
Wow. It seems to me, wow, but what is that again? The first one? Oh, Six of Coins.
Yeah, so two sixes. Coins and cups. The coins are reversed. Sorry.
Do you want to go ahead on this one?
Okay, let me think.
I gotta
for a
think a
moment.
minute.
Well,
Emotions are high here, I feel, to some extent. You got cup cards over anything else. The Eight of Coins reversed is kind of like,
6 of coins.
oh, the Eight of Coins is upright?
There's no 8 of coins. There's a 6 of coins. There's an 8 of cups.
Oh! I'm sorry.
Okay.
I meant the Eight of Cups.
It's
So
reversed.
Yes, the Eight of Cups reversed indicates to me that there is some wisdom in going back to something that was practiced in the past. Some wisdom to that. And what is that one? That's the 6 of
6 of cups, which is about reminiscence.
Well, but it ties into that 8 of Cups, right? Because the 8
There's
of Cups...
Yeah, right.
So that's what I'm saying. To me, there is some wisdom to looking at past practices and going back to something at this time that worked. Otherwise, there might be some imbalance.
Well, I agree with those, but I question the 6 of coins reverse because I sort of feel...
That's where I feel the imbalance is.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, I guess I feel more pointedly that this would detract from material things.
It will.
Yeah. So I guess that's the balance issue there.
So, Angel, if you don't mind my asking, for example, are things getting any more restrictive because of the new resurgence in COVID cases, or are they moving forward with more open, no mask, etc.? I really wonder here if this isn't talking about going back to some, COVID policies that were instituted in the last year. Whether it's...
Oh, wow.
I don't know why, but because of the way it's saying that, and it could be, and obviously it will affect them to some extent financially, or, that the fact that they could stand to lose by this. People are very frustrated with the whole idea that we may have to take steps back again.
Well, it's just saying, too, with that 6 of coins like that it's very... not appreciated kind of responses or energy here. Like, this is really not something that's going to go over very well.
Yeah.
Not be appreciated is what I'm trying to say.
And it's really funny because the 6 of Pentacles is about give and take. And so, when you have to, whether you relax restrictions or whether you reimpose restrictions, somebody's not going to be happy about it. Somebody's going to feel like they're getting the short end of the deal. And that's why I'm going with this, because I keep thinking, that somebody is going to be feeling very bad about this certain segment of, either the students, either the faculty, the staff. I don't know why, but I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, yeah, this is about COVID, maybe.
It's a hold no quarters kind of idea there, that 6 of coins reverse. It's kind of like what you're talking about, a really going there. I don't know that it really talks so much about how it's going to be challenged or felt, but I do feel that that's what it's saying. It's kind of like a...
Okay, so the vaccine for them is at least required. Because I'm almost feeling like, I don't know if this is going to happen, because this is about the next week. I think they're just going to if it's not about COVID, it is about, looking back at some ways that things have been done in the past and reinstituting some of that. And it's not going to make some people happy.
Yeah, I'm not clear on the happy, unhappy part, but I agree for the most part. I just sort of think it's more like this has to be done, and it's pretty much, full speed ahead.
All right, what do I got here? I should have let you go first, probably.
No.
Oh.
Huh. Crossroads. Clover.
Clover is generally a positive card. I can't say that it's not in this case either. So I really think that there is luck in the direction that they are taking. Whatever the situation is going to be, it's the proper move for the circumstances at hand. Some people may not be happy about it. But it is the right way to go, whatever this is.
The road leads to good fortune.
Yeah. Yeah.
That road.
Yeah.
Although you're at a crossroads, that's the road to take.
Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes what is the word I want to say? Revisiting past things that have worked better, is the way to go than moving forward on an uncertain path.
Systems.
And I think that's what it's saying here.
Systems.
So it is the right decision. That's what we have for you, Angel. That's really interesting. That's good. That is good news. But there's no guarantees, even with the vax, and that's why I'm still worried about the masking issue, because, even vaxxed people should still be masking up, because it's just not a guarantee that you won't get COVID, or spread COVID for that matter. So, I don't know, everything is so confusing right now, it really is. But that's what we have for you, Angel. Hey, keep us posted on that. January girl, you are up, and then Seven Ocean Sky, you will be up, so just one more in front of you, then Lena, Violet Ann, and Bling if they've returned. Yeah, I think it was interesting, Angel. I'm curious about it. But that Six of Cups and that Eight of Cups reversed seems to fit together to say there's something coming back, from the past, or moving back to some old way of doing something.
It took a while to kind of put it together.
Yeah. All right, January. He's so silly.
And January girl.
Last call, January girl. Hopefully you're still with us. I know you came a little later.
Did January girl type their question in? I don't remember that.
I don't think so.
No.
Did they say they had to leave though?
No.
No. It's been a while since they've been in. Maybe we should move on.
Yeah, we got a train
Where
to
are
catch.
you watching now? Last call for January girl. We'll put you at the bottom of the list.
Lena, you can get ready though.
No.
Oh, it's not Lena. I'm sorry.
It's not Lena. It's Seven Ocean Sky.
Skies.
I just went over the list.
Yeah, well, I'm going to run over you.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We're waiting for you, January. There's still two more in front of you, Lena, but we'll get there. We'll keep that question in mind. Sorry for the delay. We're a little bit behind today, but we should make it close to being on time. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more readings, so. I am the list keeper, Mr. O.
So don't forget to come back on Thursday. It's a lighter night generally, so we can usually get through readings. There's no waiting. Also, check out next week Goth Tarot, Wednesdays at 8 a.m. or my emotional exchanges Fridays at 7 a.m. And then on Sundays, like today, earlier in the day, Banshee's Material Matters at 10 a.m.
Okay, do you have a question yet? Because if not...
They said they'll be right back.
Well, what did that mean?
I guess they're typing in a long question.
Okay.
There it is.
There it is.
I assume you're talking about material wealth manifestation.
Yeah, I do. But I
Sure.
think that it all revolves around your will,
Yeah.
a lot of people will say this is a time to manifest, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, and utilize those times. Really put your energy into that, you know, and I would say, for example, somebody who wants to manifest a new job and you hear that this is the time. Well, hey, why not do something on that day to try to manifest that job? Whether it's doing research, whether it's getting the ball rolling and sending out resumes, whether it's creating a resume. Do what you need to do, you know, at that time period and really put your will behind it. Because these things don't just happen. Manifestation just doesn't come without effort, you know. You have to put yourself into it. I have been willing this new car, and you know what? I'm not going to blame myself if it doesn't happen, but I'm sure as heck going to believe that it's going to happen. And let's see how it goes.
Well, secondarily, I think we do believe in that. Sometimes I feel like this evolves into the area of, you know, whether or not people wish for things or whether they pray for things or whether they have other ways of trying to create a vibration that they can attune to. Some of those things are more spiritual, new wavy, whatever. And then, like Banshee says, there are some really, you know, material, positive things you can kind of do to reinforce your attempts at manifestation. But you're asking about other kinds, like,
and also the success or failure, you know, also you could do what you will, but and you will try to generate your will, but sometimes you are up against some forces. Maybe somebody sends out a message saying, yes, this is a time for everybody to manifest or certain particular signs. But what is your numerology association for that day? What is going on for you personally, astrologically for that day? There may be other factors that may influence whether your manifestation will work or not.
now some of these things maybe are more grounded in some sort of sense of a science. Like, for example, astrology. Some people think that you do certain things when the moon is waxing or closer to full, and some people think you do other things when it's the opposite, when it's waning and closer to new. And some of that does involve praying or trying to attune towards material manifestations. But even farmers or fishermen plant their seeds or do their fishing by the phases of the moon. So once again, there's another idea of having a knowledge that causes the effect you want to coincide, hopefully.
So is that your question? Because that's not something to really read the cards on. But if that's it, you know, we'll move on to the next reading, and we're glad to answer a question like that.
Absolutely.
I hope it helped. It's just, you know, when somebody comes out, I don't dispute any of this. I like to work with energies like that.
Excuse me.
And I like to be positive. And if somebody says it's a positive day, I'm going to try to work with their energy and hope it's true. But like I said, there may be a lot of mitigating circumstances.
Well, you know, I was thinking about this as a card reading, this question, and I just pulled the top card, and it's the Ace of Coins, which is really kind of almost the most ultimate tarot card relating to manifestation, because it's the beginning, an ace, of material things. And you see them holding what could be the symbol of a diamond, you know, and a heart and rainbow. So it's actually a pretty cool way to finish your question, saying that, yes, this is exactly what we're talking about, and you are welcome.
All right, thanks for that question, January girl. Hey, Seven Oceans, you are up, so go ahead and type that question. And then we'll have Lena, Violet Ann, and Bling.
All right.
I'm kind of an odd person anyway. I never know when luck or manifestation's going to strike me, but I do know that when I have an intent on something, you know, it's more likely to work. Putting the will in it is a big part of it. Big part. That's why I know the car is mine. I know it.
Okay.
Shiny, sparkly thing.
Well, I guess the one way to do that would be, because we trust in this so much, I'm going to drive you up there and leave you there. And you get back
no.
because you're the car. It's
Yeah,
only
that's
about...
because they said I could drive away with the car that day, but they didn't say I could bring someone, so I'm going to have to ask if I can bring him, because I'm like, well, I don't want to take my car up there and leave it there, so I need somebody to drive my car back when I take my new car.
We're near the lower end of our county, and this is a county just north of us, but it's clear into at least close to the middle of that county. It's about 50 miles away at least.
Yeah.
I'll give you bus fare.
Is it 50 miles? I'll look that up.
Well, maybe it's not quite 50 miles, but
I don't know.
I can
Lena,
tell you
I'm
that...
sorry, Seven Oceans, are you with us?
It would probably take 40 minutes or more to get there. So, Seven Ocean.
Last call for Seven Ocean, because Lena has her question, and we will go with that.
Yes.
It's this one again, I think.
Let's just go.
Okay, we're going to go with Lena's question, and when Seven Oceans comes back, we will put them in the list. We'll try to fit you in next, Seven Oceans, because we're going to go with this question right now. But go ahead and type your question, Seven Oceans, if you are here. What's going on here?
Oh.
Some of my cards are mixed up. I don't know why. Okay, Lena, we're going to take your question. Do we want to do a yes, no on that?
Sure.
If we have to
haven't
do
done
more,
one yet.
we'll
Well,
see.
we've done a couple, actually. And you're welcome.
Don't bend my cards.
Tell them to be more bendable. Less stiff.
They're a little, I haven't used them in a while, so it's true. They could be broken in just a little more.
Okay, Lena, this is about your possible inheritance. My goodness, I'm so tired. All that driving yesterday.
I want to check one thing here, though. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, it's not an ace. Just want to be sure about that. It says ace clearly on the cards. It's leaning towards no, but it is not a definite no, Lena. However, you do have the Tower card here. And the Page of Cups, along with the one ace that is just signifying whether it's a yes or no. And though it's leaning, and it is leaning towards no, but I think it just might be maybe a delay caused by circumstances, maybe some unexpected circumstances your mother may have to deal with first. And I think there will be good news coming eventually because of that Page of Cups upright. But I feel like it might take a little bit longer to get the money.
Well, I think it's possible, too, that because there are most likely other family members or situations, that there is going to be some friction between all of that, with people feeling that they want to challenge or possibly feel that they were cheated. I don't think you're going to be that person either, though I just feel it's going to be kind of dubious and not be really clear. But I think that there's going to be a little bit of irritation and friction, but I think that ultimately the Tower tends to send the idea that you do eke out ahead. So my qualification would be maybe it truly isn't as much as you would have thought it was to be or what you would like it to be, but it does seem like it's more likely to happen than not.
Even though it's leaning towards no, I would say it's more likely to happen, but I still think there's some kind of delay. I think that's what's going on. But something positive, you should be able to hear something will be, it's possible maybe you'll get some news over this time period that is positive, but it might be a little bit more delayed. There is something going on here. I'm not sure I'm going to get as specific as Mr. O. What Mr. O said is definitely very possible, but I will say there is something that your mother's going to, that there's going to have to be dealt with here.
Well, I feel the Ace of Cups could be saying that your role would be to try to be smooth and pleasant and find the situations that bring friction, contesting other relatives, and try to be kind and see what their things are, what their feelings are. You might be able to resolve it just that way. Oh.
Okay, so yeah,
cross and an anchor.
Well, I think what this basically means is that, you do have some worries here. And so to me, again, this is indicating that for this period and for the months ahead, there's still some worries. There's still some, it's kind of entrenched, like you're really going to wonder if this is going to happen. And maybe it's because you really need this to happen because of your own security and stability, financially, that you're really hoping that this will happen sooner. So this just might be reflecting on that fact too, Lena, that,
I feel that the anchor and the cross tell me that this problem ends, this waiting period, this being held there, but it may in fact take longer than we're thinking here for any of us.
Yikes. So I drew the Lady card, which clearly could be your mother, and the reason I drew this was I wanted to look and see if I could get a time frame out of it. Now it says 29, which I feel could be, I feel that it could be almost a year before this comes through for you. I hate to say that. So what I really do feel, though, is that it's possibly not going to be by the end of this year. It might carry into next year, like early next year.
With tarot or Lenormand, we cannot necessarily 100% guarantee what our feelings are telling us here, and we
about
hope, though,
time frame
we hope that it gives you, something to think about and reflect about. But there are 26 weeks in half a year, and this is 29. So my suggestion would be that maybe this would be a little over half a year from now, which would be into the next year. February, late February, something like that.
January or February.
No, more like February to March.
Okay. I like that, though, because it does fit with what I was thinking. That's what I'm thinking, but I hope it happens sooner for you,
Sure, it would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Keep us posted.
All right.
Wish you luck with that. All right. Hey, is Seven Ocean Sky back? And if not, we're going to move on to Violet Ann.
You're welcome. Yeah, as the minutes tick down, we got to get those last readings in.
Going to try to catch some of the last Olympic Games after our show.
Awesome. And I'm going to eat that
Because
brownie.
it's the closing ceremony tonight and my life can get back to some normalcy again. I've
Well,
been
don't be
just
shy, folks.
watching Olympic Games constantly.
We think it's going to be a delay, Lena. We think it's going to happen, but it may be a delay. It doesn't seem incredibly soon or incredibly positive. We would ask you to probably ask us again maybe in a month or longer from now.
I'd say about a month from now.
Right now, it doesn't have a super strong feeling.
I feel it's going to happen. I do, even though it's leaning towards no. But I do feel that it's delayed. There's definitely something holding it up.
Right, and some of those are those irritations or
Yeah.
frictions with other possible family members.
Well, that's what he said. I'm not sure what the problem is, but there is something that's holding it up.
Well, you know, Violet Ann, they say that, my astrologer friend says that a Scorpio is an impatient Capricorn and a Capricorn is a patient Scorpio. I think you've told me you're Scorpio, so I hope I got that right. Anyway, I'm going to use the Tarot of the Northern Shadows.
All right. So what are we doing? How are we doing this one?
How do you want to do it?
Do you want to do a yes, no first? No, let's do 3 cards.
Yeah, and then if we need to, we'll do a yes or no.
Let's see what they may be thinking about you.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome, Lena.
Good luck. Thanks for the nice plug on your show when I dropped in the other day.
Yeah, he
It
told
was
me
very
about
sweet.
that.
Thank you.
I was probably watching the Olympics again at the time. Boy, all I have to say is I know there were a lot of American men who won medals.
Oh, you're a Leo. I'm sorry.
Oops.
I thought you told me you were a Scorpio.
The American men who won medals, but I'll tell you what, the women really brought it this year. There are so many medal winners from the U.S. who are women, and in some of the more, some won first medals in different competitions. So for the women,
That's what it was.
it was awesome.
That's what it was. Thanks for reminding my feeble mind there. So a Leo and a Capricorn, well, could be interesting. I'd say you could both each hold your own just on the basics. I know Capricorn. Leo, I don't know as well, but I'll say
We've known a few Leos.
well, yeah, we have.
And then there's KC.
And then there's KC. And I knew Casey wasn't going to drop in today. I just sort of had a feeling we wouldn't see him today. Unless he's one of the unspoken, millions out there watching us.
All right. So let's see, Violet Ann. Let's see what cards we get here.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. O. No, not put it here.
No.
He has given me room.
Room for pause.
Something like that.
Okay, Violet Ann. So we have the Two of Wands reversed. We have the High Priestess, which is also a number 2. I like that one. And then finally we have the Ace of Coins, the Ace of Discs, the Ace of Pentacles. That one's reversed.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's a little yikey. It's not as bad as that reading we had before where we said, yeah, they're definitely getting divorced.
A Cells, yeah.
Yeah, Cells reading.
Well, the Two of Wands, though, so this is basically, are they thinking of dating?
They're not real together, possibly.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's in their plans right now.
That's
I
you,
guess.
though. I think you're the High Priestess there. So you're looking at some aspects, or you're looking at the ways it could go.
Yeah, I almost wonder if it's not in their plans right now, and maybe they're not. The High Priestess is upright, though. Maybe there is some connection on some level here, but they're just not ready to move on it because the Ace of Pentacles is reversed and that Two of Wands is reversed. I get the feeling right now they just have no plan to move on that.
It may be possible that they're daunted a little bit by their financial material state. Maybe they don't feel comfortable with dating if they don't feel that they have a material way of spending money for the date. It's a courtship thing, whatever. And you may or may not, feel that's important or not. But I'm thinking they might feel that's important to them. So I don't know if that's truly an aspect. Usually when it's a Capricorn, money issues are important. You know, they're really about their security and stuff like that. So they may be thinking that's important to them, that they not, underrepresent where they feel they want to, represent themselves from financially. They feel like, those things are important as part of their, self-image.
Was it your turn or mine?
You weren't going to say anything?
I did already.
About me?
I'm not saying anything
I
about
see.
you.
Okay.
There are times I let you go.
That could be dangerous. Oh dear.
Uh-oh. Well, do we need
But
to
you asked an honest question, so we're trying to give you an honest
Do you
answer.
need a yes, no on this one?
I don't know.
Oh, but you did that first, too, so put it down.
I pulled the clouds, and the dark side is leading towards the heart.
Yeah, so I think there is some...
Confusion, right?
Yeah, it was what I was just going to say. He's reading my mind as he interrupts me.
You're so good. I taught you well.
Nice recovery, Mr. O.
Wedded hiss.
So the thing about, when the Lenormand, when we pull these tiles like this and you get the clouds, the dark side is facing the heart, which means there's a lot of confusion and uncertainty right now about this relationship taking off. Like maybe if this is going to happen, it's not going to happen real soon.
Well, it may be like what I said, that they don't feel financially capable of dating somebody at this point. They don't, that's not, working for them. I mean, you may know where interest really lies. This also, to me, just sort of says that they are possibly dealing with a number of other things too. Like maybe they do have emotional feelings, but they're trying to balance it with, finding a job, being in a job, doing better in a job, finding a better job. I sort of feel a real financial thing about them.
Well, I don't know if I spoke enough on the Ace of Coins. And so what I would add, Violet Ann, is that I think that maybe they're just not ready to get into something serious right now. Growthful. Because that's the Ace of Coins. So maybe they're afraid of starting something because they're not sure how far they want to take it right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If the High Priestess represents them in a way, the High Priestess really is also about accepting the commitment to go deeper, that kind of thing. And so maybe they're saying, like, from their point of view, they really have to be ready to do that. And maybe they have to look at all these factors and decide.
Yeah. That's what we have for you.
So it's really going to be more on them, probably.
Yeah. But, this is not to say that they're not interested. I'm sort of seeing like there may be, with that High Priestess there, I feel like there may be some sort of connection. So I'm not going to rule out the fact that you couldn't try to nudge this a little bit.
Well, it's one of those things too, like over here, I don't know if they say this over there, they talk about people who seem to be relegated to the friend zone. They're too good of a friend to ever end up going closer to a romantic situation. So, it could be that kind of consideration too, is that you don't want to just be their very best friend because maybe you'll never move closer to them in a romantic way. So it's really going to be both of you listening to that.
So that's what we have for you. I see somebody else has entered the room. So I have to ask those 7 Ocean Sky here or Bling here first. If either of you are here, please respond now. And J.A., I'm not sure is that a serious question? Because is your stove not, are you getting it repaired? Is this something new you're buying? Be more specific.
There was a time in our past where we could do those kind of things more in a live setting where we would just kind of be asked a question and roll off an answer, and somebody would say, yeah. Like I'm thinking of the time the person said, yeah, I just found out today I'm pregnant, when I had said, are you thinking of a family? Things like that. But I don't know if we want to do that question.
Well, we could throw a yes, no, and see what the cards say, if you're very serious about it.
Let's do it then.
I'm waiting to see if Seven Ocean Sky and Bling, I'm giving them another minute, and we'll get to JA. We've
Red.
answered all kinds of questions here. So, I just want to make sure you're being serious with us.
And you're welcome, Violet Ann. Thanks for coming.
And actually, you said you can call me Red. So, Red.
I see. Well, I like blueberry muffins, but I don't think this one does.
Oh. Oh, no.
Let's just do it.
All right, we're going to do it for you.
We're going to do it for you, Red.
It's unfortunate.
Can you...
I just baked some brownies the other day. They came out fantastic.
If it's a good answer, will you ship us some?
I'm not crazy about the blueberries, that's true, but you know, I really should eat them. They're healthy. They're very healthy.
Antioxidants, right?
Yeah. Yes. And being a cancer patient, I'm newly diagnosed this year, I could certainly use more antioxidants.
So thank you, everybody. I see that we have a number of likes, 8 likes, so I think that's very awesome. I appreciate that. We're the little tarot readers who could.
All right, here you go. Let's see. And we have a kind of funny, we have one of these oven, that have a top and a lower oven. And one of them works better than the other. We can't figure out what the deal is, but one of them, things take longer to heat up in it, and this is difficult.
It doesn't get quite as hot as it says it is.
So I'm careful with my baking, which one I use, because seems weird. I know I should get that looked at. Something's not right there.
Haha, I knew someone was in the background
Tina,
there. I kept looking at the viewer count.
He knew
Where
it.
are all those people there? That means somebody else is there too. Bye, Gina. Thanks for coming. You had to be one of those likes, I'm sure. No, I'm not swapping you out for blueberry muffins either, Gina.
Well, J.A., this is very strange. I did a yes-no, and when we do this reading, we're looking specifically for aces and how many aces we get in 13 cards. So if I get the ace before I reach the 13th card, I go to the next pile. We do this 3 times, and I got 3 aces here, which means you should be able to get that oven working.
Yeah.
You should be able to do it. It should work for you.
Give me your email and I'll tell you the address to send the muffins to.
I hope it's true, because
we hope it's true, of
I don't
course.
have anything else to say other than that. There's no other cards here. I could look at the bottom card. Let's see if it gives me a clue. It's the Lovers card. I think that basically...
Are you making it with love?
I think it's, maybe you have to show your oven some love, you know. Is there something that's blocking? Is there something maybe that's needs to be cleaned? Some coils that are not, you know, functioning properly? Is there something wrong? What do you got, Mr. O?
Uh-oh.
Oh, let's see though. Wow, so look at that. There is the coffin and there is the sun, which basically to me means that there's success. This is going to resolve itself. I hope it's true. I really do.
Why does that happen that way?
Well, the sun is very positive card.
Okay, but the coffin came first.
I know.
So what
The
is it?
sun is... So success will... There's a successful conclusion. There's a successful ending to this baking project. That's the way I'm reading it.
Okay, she's better with the Lenormand than I am, so I'm going to go with that. I feel that way. I was going to mostly say that the sun, of course, does bake through anything, including a coffin. But that's not really what we want to do here.
I'm hoping, J.A., you can put this baking project to bed. So good luck. Wish you luck with that.
Got an oracle card for Gina? Of course we do.
Gina, I do have the Urban Crow Oracle here.
So you heard everything about my mom and our trip yesterday, I hope.
It's a different problem than we first envisioned. But it's still kind of serious. It's causing
Thanks,
her
Red.
a lot of grief.
Hope to see you again. Oh, okay. Well, then we still win because that's a yes, right? The sun rises. The sun always rises, and so will your oven.
So are your muffins.
Bam!
You got a toaster oven you could bake them in instead?
Do wish you luck with that, though.
I wish you luck. Yeah, I hope it works out. Nothing more frustrating than something like that, especially if you needed to take them somewhere. Shuffle, Mr. O. Well, let's see what the crow has for you, Gina.
Speaking of bacon, though, we don't want crow pie. That's actually called humble pie, right?
I don't know. I guess.
It's one of those old colloquialisms my mom used to
That
talk
you
about.
always talk about, and I never know what they are.
How do I cut?
Cut them 3 times. I always cut 3 times, no matter what.
You know, like my mom used to say, do you think the rain will hurt the rhubarb?
Gina, look at this. Scavenge.
Oh my. Awesome. Scavenge. Pick away at it.
The crow searches for anything, even the smallest crumb of food. Although insight may be gained and scavenging can promote brain development, the crow's attention is on an area that may not yield the greatest reward. Scavenge suggests that you may be settling for less because it's easy. Your attention may be on a situation that holds little promise, yet at the same time you're hoping to find some source of nourishment or value. That just doesn't sound like you somehow, Gina, but it's like, so basically, go for things that hold the most promise, not the least, you know. It's like, don't just accept the crumb of food. Take the whole brownie. Take the whole bark.
I don't know if we told you, it was adorable, though. My mom was feeding her dog, Lucy, bits of the brownie. Oh, she loved it.
I don't know. I don't like when people give, I don't know if chocolate's very good for dogs. I cringe.
That's
but
true.
I really
She
can't
gives her
tell
little
his
bits.
mom anything.
Yeah, it's hard to
She's
tell.
set in her ways, and so I was
She's always
just
gave
like,
her dog a lot of table scraps and her cats, so.
I posted a picture of her cute little dog Lucy online, Gina. You might be able to see that. And so that's what we have, your scavenger from way back. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with scavenging in a way, though, because, you know, I personally feel that there could be something to be gained from the little crumbs. I don't think you should settle for them. I think they should be a stepping stone to something bigger. So
Remember that the crow highlights a really extraordinary intellect, too, and that maybe what the crow scavenges, they know they can repurpose in a much better way.
yeah. So, hey, one crumb leads to another.
Yeah, and my mom's been doing it for years, though, so, you know, it's just one of those things. We could never talk her out of it, but we know that. But most of her dogs live an okay life, but they usually end up having gastro problems, it seems to me, more
It's
likely.
no wonder. Well, anyway, but she's had dogs and cats live a long life. They've pretty much been long-lived. Lucy was just her constant, oh my gosh. Lucy, when we came there, was not letting us in. She couldn't remember us, I think, from over a year ago when we came.
18 months.
And she was so protective, trying to protect his mom from us. And finally,
she's that big.
Yeah, she's this little Chihuahua, tiny thing, and she was being a fierce Great Dane though yesterday.
And she's just going.
She was so adorable. She really was. And she never left her. She's laid on her almost the whole time we were there. So Lucy's being very, I think Lucy knows that she's not feeling well.
Yeah, that's true.
So dogs are very intuitive that way. So that's what we had for you, Gina. Thanks for dropping in. It's always good to see you. You know that.
Thank you.
I'll take my crow back.
You will.
Yes. I do like this crow deck. I really do. Well, so that's our show. We've had a good amount of readings today. Want to thank everybody for their questions. It's run the gamut today. Hey, from even helping somebody with their oven. And I really hope their oven does work. My reputation's on the line on that one. But hopefully all will go well. And take care, everybody. And we will see you next week, Thursday at 7 o'clock. Bye-bye.